Hi, I'm Mohsena Hassan, and I have been working for about 17 years in Bangladesh in top companies. I had left Bangladesh when I was in school, and then I kind of came back and went back for university again. So I have kind of a perspective between Bangladesh, abroad, and I have been very lucky to see the social transition in Bangladesh. So a lot of things has changed in a tremendous way for a woman living in Bangladesh. What has been true for a woman for hundreds of years has just changed in, say, 2 generations. And the change that has come in comparison to what it used to be, we are kind of stuck with the thought, and we have not accepted the new reality. And I just want to talk about a few things. It has been really humbling for me to realize the culture being so very strong in terms of setting expectation about what makes life successful. For all the ladies out there, especially from the subcontinent, and more especially for a young Bangladeshi girl who is most probably looking to get married and or is married already. And here are some advice that I would like to share. So the number one thing is, we say, I want to be married to a guy from a good family. So what do we mean by a good family in Bangladesh's perspective? A good family is basically the guy is not from a broken family. Parents have a steady profession. The uncles and aunts, they're all financially independent, and their level of education is at your expectation. So the people who are involved in our culture, who are there to do the matchmaking for you, your parents, your friends, family, your extended family, your cousins, your matchmaker. I mean, there are so many people who have to do a lot of work, and that includes your colleague. They will have to really search through, filter through all these information for you. But in your mind, you have decided you don't want to be in touch with your future in-laws. You don't want to have any relationship with them. You want to be completely independent with your husband. You rather not see them. You rather not visit them, and you're already sure that they will be horrible. Then don't make people go through searching all this information. It's just not required. It's just killing time. Don't do that. If you have made up your mind, you don't want to be with your in-laws, the guy can be from anywhere. It's only money and his education you're looking for. Great. That's fine. That's acceptable. But that's what you look for. Don't cry for a good family when you don't want to be in touch with that family. And it's just too much waste of time and energy if you are not going to be in touch with the in-laws, however they are. Second thing, for example, you just got married with your classmate. He's an engineer and you're an engineer as well. And it is really strange for you to think that he will be responsible for his job and to take care of the family, and you will just do your job as a hobby. Where do you think you will be going professionally? You will not be going too far with that mindset that your job is not serious, so you will not take it seriously. Now, if you think that you don't want to be in the profession, that's perfectly fine, absolutely fine. That's a choice. You can be a housewife, you can be a homemaker, you can be volunteering. For example, say you are a business graduate and you have all this knowledge. You want to work for free, you want to volunteer. Volunteer and help a startup with their accounting, with their budgeting, with their inventory. For example, you're a lawyer, help someone with legal aid without any money. For the women who are really interested to progress in their profession, give them that opportunity. Don't downgrade it, don't downplay it for them, because you're saying that it's a hobby. It gives a very wrong reflection towards people who are taking it seriously. If you're not serious about it, that's fine. No need to bring down the other people who needs to take their profession seriously, who wants to take their profession seriously, and that's fine. Third thing, a husband and a wife, after marriage, they should always accompany each other to all social events. So, for example, I'm bloated, I have a fever, I'm tired, and I don't want to be with my husband if he's going to his colleague's wedding that day. He doesn't have to hear from every single person, where am I? I'm not there. You can see I'm not there. It's okay that I'm not there. Maybe I had a fight with him. I don't want to go there. Okay. Or maybe there is nothing at all. Similarly, you don't have to drag your husband or your boyfriend if he doesn't want to go. And you should be very comfortable going and presenting yourself. If you have broken up with him, if you have divorced him, and that's fine. It's absolutely fine and acceptable wherever you need to be present by yourself. And that's really fine. So I want to give you an example. I have a close friend and we have some other friends who overlaps. So my friend's husband makes really sarcastic remark about other friends of ours when they're not around. I feel awkward, and I feel that our other friends would actually mind if they even heard him speaking about them in that way. I think he doesn't even realize that it's so awkward, and he's a very nice guy, but I really don't feel comfortable being with him because of his sarcastic remark about other people. So this is a very classic statement that people say. No one could have lived in this marriage if it was not for me. Nobody could have lived with this man if it was not for me. There were really people who had been in a miserable marriage, in a horrible marriage, in an abusive marriage, and they had to be there because they didn't have money, they didn't have the stability, they didn't have anywhere to go. If you're a Bangladeshi woman who has access to YouTube and can understand me speaking in English, most likely you're educated. And if you don't want to be, absolutely don't want to be with someone, try to leave or plan for leaving the person rather than talking about it and campaigning about it all over the place. Because there are people who are in serious situation and you downplay the domestic violence and the other situation that people have to go through. They have to bear with it because they don't have any other opportunity to leave that person. Don't downgrade the urgency or the priority a bad marriage needs from the society. When it is bad, it is bad. Say it as it is. Fifth thing, my versus your family. I understand, for example, you have been married for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and you say, my family, people in my family, daughters of my family versus your family. I understand that for maybe few years. But for example, you have been married for 33 years. Then you go to your husband's family or your wife's family and tell them, maybe your nephew and niece, your family versus my family. And then you expect that you will be accepted in that family. It sounds strange. It really, really sounds strange. I feel bad if somebody comes and still tells me after 33 years or 40 years being in the family that I am from another family and she or he is another family. There has to be cut-off line. Like after 10 years, you have to say I am also your family. If you have lived with your married family longer than you have lived with your family, then it's about time that you can accept the new family also. If you find this advice useful and you think somebody needs to hear it, please share with that person and subscribe to Advice for Survival for more content like this. Let me know in the comments below that made you really laugh. Thank you.